So the Google search results are built up of organic search results, which the SEOs are interested in, the paid sections as well, but there are also a lot of features in there that Google plays around with. Some are new, some have been there a long time. Can you give us a few examples of SERP features? Then we can talk about whether they're relevant for SEO or whether they need to be catered for in another way.
Yeah. So depending on the query that the user types, Google will show a variety of different what we call SERP features. So a lot of them are generated through structured data. So we have things like recipes, how-tos, FAQs, images, carousels, all kinds of different kind of enhancements that Google adds to make an individual result look more appealing.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any idea of how many of these are knocking around in Google search results?
Probably upwards of 20.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different enhancements and a lot of different ways that Google might change the results depending on how what the user typed. So for example, you might see flights, you might see jobs or hotels, and some of these are automatically scraped together by Google and others are generated through structured data.
Okay, so for example, flights, does an SEO have an opportunity to get into this box called Google Flights?
It's difficult. You have to use structured data, but in many cases, Google sometimes just scrapes the content of the page and generates the rich results like flights on their own.
So some of those SERP features you mentioned, and we talked about snippets in another video, the SEO has some control over what can happen in there, but some of them zero control, like the flights box, for example, right?
Yeah, depending on which SERP feature it is, Google might use it, might pull it in through something like feeds in the case of jobs. But in most cases, it's the structured data on the page itself that's going to be creating the rich results.
Okay, and I assume the layout affects the way people click through organics or skip organics, or what appears in the above the fold area, as it were.
Yeah, it can have, in most cases, a positive impact on click-through rates, but it's very important to pay attention to how your rich results are appearing and performing in Google Search Console.
Right.
So there's a way to kind of filter out and see the performance of rich result enhanced pages, because in some cases, having too much information in the SERP can actually lead to poor click-through rates.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks for that.